What's going on, everyone? My name is Kitsune, and today we will be discussing my live event theory for the Chapter 3 finale, aka Fracture. This info just came out. It is confirmed next season is Chapter 4, Season 1. Tell me what you think about that in the comments below. Do you welcome it? Do you hate it? But either way, I will be giving my theory on what the live event will be, and let's get into it. So, we obviously know Chapter 4 starts next season, so it needs to be a big one, as usually that's how most end events are. I remember the last end event was huge. We had the last reality invasion, and that was really fun. And then the event before that, or the end event, is pretty iconic. And yeah. Now, so here's my theory. So, in the leaks, you might have heard this before, there was meant to be helicarriers for planes and choppers and stuff. And that was originally supposed to be for an update. However, as you can see if you go to some leaker or YouTuber or whatever, it got replaced with crash pads, and we got that instead for weekly challenges. And a lot of people were upset about that, and especially because it was going to be a big update. There were helicarriers, and it just kind of makes sense to fit with the theme. With it got planes and choppers, and so we were wondering where they went. What if that was on purpose? What if it was never really meant to be an item for a weekly challenge? Or even if it was, what if it was still meant to be in the story somewhat and they just delayed it? So here's what I'm saying. So the helicarriers, they're still in the files. They were never deleted. Same with the planes. So they should still come out this season, and I doubt they'll come out in the next update. So here's my theory. What if they're saving that for the event? Because if you paid attention to the quests and the Chrome and the season, Chrome doesn't really affect anything in the sky. So, Chrome can't really touch us if we're in the above ground or whatever. So that's why all the islanders are building to high ground, trying to avoid the Chrome. So what if it's an aerial battle? We're on these helicarriers and we set off in planes. And similar to the plane section in the Rift Tour event, we might get an aerial battle where we're in the planes or choppers or whatever vehicle, and we're kind of shooting below as the Chrome tries to wipe us out of the sky. I think that would be a cool battle, because usually we need kind of each event to be separate or different in a way. We can't have them be the same. So if it's just one fight against Last Reality, I feel like that would be a little bit too similar to the last end event. We need something different, something to spice up to make this live event different from others, because that's what they love to do all the time. Even if an event is similar, it always has something different that kind of shows how special the event is for that time. Otherwise, you could just you wouldn't mind missing out an event every once in a while. But yeah, so an aerial battle, I think, would be a really cool, interesting concept for an event. We kind of had part of it in a Rift Tour, so I think it would fit really well with this Chrome problem. And another idea I had is we could use the goo guns. So obviously this season the goo guns came out, and I feel like they have more to play with the Chrome than we thought, because the Chrome, they appear to have some type of connection to fire of some sort. They say fire can't hurt them, but I'm not fully sure I believe them. I feel like fire might involve one of their weaknesses, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe they're immune to it. But either way, I just feel like I don't know what you call it, napalm gun, goo bomb. I can't pronounce it right. Goo gun. It's hard to say. I feel like that might be our ticket to fighting the Chrome, because I feel like normal bullets don't really affect it as well. So if we are on the plane and try to attack them with the goo guns, kind of like a airstrike, I feel like that could really work, and kind of fits with both the aerial and the fire connection to the Chrome. Sort of fiery, more of just explosive, but either way, I think it could really work. And maybe it's more of a Splatoon aerial fight or whatever you want to call it. The other thing, we might get Midas in the event. So there's been a spray in the leaks called Silver and Gold, where it shows Midas's hand covered in chrome, and Midas has been teased for quite some time, and it would make sense to bring him back for like the Golden Touch versus the Chrome. I feel like that could be a good fight or whatever. Maybe he'll show up like the Herald tries to attack us, and then she turns to gold, and Midas is there, and he saves us. And he's like, all right, come on with me if you want to live. And we learn more about Midas next chapter. Another idea I had is maybe at one point all hope will seem lost, or maybe we're taken like captive or something, and eventually we start to like being freed. Everything looks good. And kind of like the original event when Jones was getting freed, we think, oh, the Seven's coming to save us, and then plot twist, it's Geno. Maybe Geno saves us because he needs us for a reason or something. Maybe we'll have like another team up with the IO, or at least Geno, to free the Seven and also kind of save the Omniverse, because although Geno is a bad guy, he kind of wants the Omniverse, safe from the last reality. But yeah, and then, so yes, Goo Gun, I feel like that could work. Same with the planes. And Midas might show up. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we start out on like a helicarrier, and the chrome is spreading closer and closer towards the big reality tree. And I think we're going to try to prevent Chrome from taking the reality tree. Or another thing they could do is take the reality tree, make like a sea of chrome, kind of like in the event almost, and or not event, sorry, loading screen, because the loading screen kind of showed the reality tree being taken by chrome, and like a sea of the chrome kind of just showing up. So we might have to like save it, or maybe fight against it. Like maybe they'll have a big chrome army, and like chrome tidal waves will try to take us out, because they need to have some type of fighting force against us. So maybe they'll throw like chrome blobs at us or something. But yeah, so after a while we're kind of saving them. And then here's another thing. So it looks like flying animals will be a thing. Or sorry, not flying animals, because we already have that, but riding, like aviation type animals, whether it be big like pterodactyls, birds, who knows, even flying clombos. That would be fun. But maybe like our planes or choppers or whatever will be like blow up, and Jones says, I'm bringing in some friends or whatever, and you're picked up by like a flying animal, and that'll be your way out. And I think that would be a really cool idea. And so like you're riding on the back of a flying animal, using your goo gun to like spread across the chrome and slowly take it out as the chrome is maybe nearing like the 0 point. So obviously that seems too good to be true, so I don't think this will be the exact event. And also, this seems too much of a peaceful solution, and that's not common, especially for an end event. Obviously, I think the only event what we had with no consequences was the last event. What was that? Collision? I think that was like the only event we had where there was barely any consequences. Everyone turned out okay. And yeah, I think this event will definitely be different, especially, again, judging that it's the end. So something's got to go wrong. And I think the chrome will reach the 0 point and summon the nothing in its full form. There's rumors about what the nothing looks like, and I believe this too. There's a survey skin out there. I won't put it up just because I'm too lazy, but you can find it if you look up the nothing skin or whatever. I'm sure you'll find it somehow. But his colors look very similar to the nothing. It's like what you would expect, chrome or whatever. And also his mask really like represents the like front of the cube cradle ship, aka the base of the last reality. And since the nothing is kind of the living essence of the last reality, it makes sense that he'd have that on his face. But yeah, so maybe the nothing shows up. He starts cracking open the 0 point. Again, it's called fractured. So that kind of, obviously something has to fracture, for the event to make sense. So what I'm thinking is he starts to break open the 0 point. It's fracturing. Everything's going wrong. Bad stuff is happening. Maybe the everything or Geno or someone fights the nothing. Maybe we free the 7. Who knows? Paradigm comes back maybe. Something will happen to fight the nothing, but I don't think it'll be enough. And I think the nothing is actually going to destroy the 0 point. And not in a way that's like, okay, like, I don't think, like, here. just technically destroying the 0 point would destroy everything, which means end of the story in general. So obviously that won't happen. But maybe like the 0 point is just a shell for the everything, and he destroys that shell, causing just everything to spread loose and like cause chaos in the entire omniverse. Or who knows, maybe make like split into more 0 points, make more unknown omniverses. I don't know. This is mostly speculation, but I think that'd be pretty cool if it fractured and everything's gone to chaos and mayhem. Kind of reminds me of Chapter 2, Season 5, which I really like that season. But yeah, I hope that'd be a neat beginning for the next chapters if everything's kind of gone crazy, things are going wrong. But yeah, and then I think that'll lead us into downtime, or one last theory I have. So if you look at the survey skins, there were a lot of godlike concepts, including skins that look very similar to the god names of the maps, like Athena, Apollo, and the new one obviously is codenamed Asteria. There's a lot of like they look like the physical like what's it called descriptions of those gods in Greek philosophy or whatever, images. And so maybe like those gods have like a Fortnite canon version, and they're trying to save us or whatever. They stop time because they have like a little time thing. There's a big time theme or god like theming going on in that survey. So maybe like next season's theme is kind of like an otherworldly god-like presence theme, like a Greek god or Egyptian god theme. I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool. Obviously, there's some gods that Geno worships and have started the IO, so maybe that'll like lead into their story, and we get to fight these gods. And Geno finally shows up on the map because, come on, where's Geno? And yeah, I think that'd be cool. And they help lead us to Asteria, so we can prepare against Last Reality or Geno. But I think either these gods might help us or not, and we just lead into downtime after the nothing, and then hopefully they explain what happened after that. Obviously, the story has been a little too slow, I would say, this season. So hopefully they've been saving all their story updates for next season, because I was hoping for more story this season, but we didn't really seem to get that. But that'll be it for my theory. Be sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, and see you in Chapter 4.